Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, right?
Yeah, it's Thursday.
Yeah, this week's my long week, and then I go back to having short weeks. And so we've been on here quite a bit lately. I can't keep up with what day is what. So happy Thursday, everybody. Happy day one of week 11 in the NFL. Still blows my mind we're that far into the season already. Just saying it out loud. Um, I hope everybody is having a good day. Mine's been relatively long. I haven't been feeling great. But, I'm still here. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up for the week. How are you doing?
I'm tired. I did get a little bit of a nap, but I came home today and I had all these intentions of the things that I was gonna do, and the first thing I had to do is I had to change the video card out, like I was talking about earlier. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't have almost another catastrophic failure during a stream tonight.
Yeah, I mean that was crazy the other night. I was just watching. I was just like, "Uh-oh, I need to do something." But I'm gonna run through the chat real quick and but your video looks good. Looked good your last stream. Everything seems to be doing well.
Nothing has gotten hot yet and clicked out, but we'll talk about it a little bit in a minute. Just go through the chat.
All right, I'm gonna start with Dawn since she's not in here. She did stop by and said she couldn't hang out tonight. She wishes both a happy Thanksgiving. Um, and she said if I'm coming with you to be safe, but I am not. But Tim W, our number one fan, is in the house, Mr. Tim, and I would say probably our number two, Nathan Perez. What's up, Nathan? And River Rat, I'm gonna put him at number 3 because I feel like he's always in here now too, and I appreciate him as just as well. So they've been in here. I've been talking to them a little bit for the last 15 minutes or so. But let's scroll on down. I saw Angelica Anna on the Facebook side. I don't know if she made it to the YouTube side. I haven't made it that far. And Amethyst dropped her a thumbs up to let us know she's lurking. So we appreciate her coming in and hanging out with us. Oh, Blackbeard Jay's in here. What's up, Jay? And I did see Dawn. There's Dawn. What up, Dawn? And also Gary. How's it going, my guy?
Did you see the cool poker chips that Dawn sent?
No, he sent them to you.
Well, I know, but I showed them on the camera, but I got 2 of them for you, so they're going in the car tomorrow. They're actually really awesome.
Oh, there's Jellica on the YouTube side. Oh, Bird is in the house. He's officially in my department now. So congratulations on the, I wouldn't say promotion, but new job. So congrats on that. Chilling now. I think I'm caught up now.
Can I seen a comment in here tonight talking about tonight's football game that I think I just want to click on really quick because I think this is the truest statement of the day.
Or the one that I said where Matt Ryan is just not his week, because that's also true. And the comment I had following that comment about New England, you'll have to pull that one up here too. Yep, that one. Oops. New England is looking like their old self, and it's scary. Look, we knew it was coming. I did not expect it to be now. But I thought maybe next season for sure. But Bill Belichick's kicked it in high gear. Mac Jones is playing elite for a rookie. That defense, and there's another comment I have in the chat, their defense is sneaky elite. Now, I don't know. The game is over now. So they've won their 5th straight game after starting 2-4. They're tied with Buffalo. I think they have one more loss, but
one more loss, one more win.
Yeah, Buffalo was on a bye, and I don't think New England's had their bye yet. But I don't know if they played any more offensive drives. Atlanta did, but New England they've allowed 0 points in their last 17 drives on defense. I mean, there's a lot of young kids on that offense, but that defense is mostly seasoned veterans. And, talk about hungry. They want to prove they can do it without Tom, too. He said, "Let me carry a rookie instead of carry Tom." But Mac Jones looks like he's going to be better than Tom if he stays healthy and in the long run.
If something like arrogance and ego don't get to him, if he just lives within that system like Tom Brady did, he might have a very comparable career.
I think honestly, playing for Bill Belichick, as long as Bill stays in the league, and Bruce Arians proved you can play till you're or coach till you're at least 70, so I think he'll be around for a little bit longer, at least enough to get through. I'll bet Mac Jones's rookie contract for sure.
Oh yeah.
So with that being said, I think that if he can keep Mac Jones just in a check for at least, the 4 or 5 rookie contract years and get him into a new contract, I think he'll be accustomed to that way. And if he's fine with it, then I think we've got a long road ahead of us. Hopefully not another 20-year road, but we've got a long road ahead of us with handling New England again.
The level of talent has gone up in the NFL. Before where you had 2 or 3 elite running backs, we've got 12 or 14 that are all on that status. Where you have 2 or 3 elite quarterbacks, we've got 8 or 10 right now that are playing at such a high level. So the talent is there. The question is are we ever going to have a coaching staff that can surpass what Belichick is doing right now?
I mean, unless you consider the fact that Belichick's son's there, and if maybe Bill is slowly coaching him to take over. He's been on that coaching staff for a long time. I think his name's Steve.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there a long time, so I mean, they're big shoes to fill. But I could see Bill when he calls it quits, passing the torch to him. And if Steve comes in and messes it up, I could also see Bill coming back and haunting him.
Haunting Gillette Stadium.
Yeah, no, just Steve.
Or just Steve. Yeah, I gotta say that's pretty fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't look like the game's quite over yet. But really quick about the game because there's not a lot to talk about other than dominance and basically just completely outplaying. A couple minutes ago, I looked up at the score and it was 16-0. It's now 19-0. And I looked over at the spread, and Las Vegas had this game at 16.5. I want to know the factors that they use to pick these point spreads because usually they're pretty dang good. Tim just says a pick 6. New England's up 25-0.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
That's just insane. Also, Adventures with Alex Shields, another Alex in the house. I did see you over at his other live stream. I did not chat that much, but I was present for most of it. I was in the process of driving and then taking care of my 120-pound dogs. So I didn't get to chat much, but I did see you over there. So I thank you, Jay, for telling him about this channel, and also thank you, Alex, for coming over and spending some time with us.
Did you see King Pookie Nation's Instagram direct message to us?
No,
you
told him to DM you.
Well, I think he did it to the It's in the Blood because I don't have it over here.
Well, you're logged into that too.
Well, I mean, not on my computer.
Oh, I haven't been on Instagram.
I'll look at it.
You're looking very Virgin Mary tonight. I am cold. It is so cold. It was 70 degrees here yesterday, and I don't think it hit over 45 today. Alex's will take over the world. That's right. That's right. Nobody's as important as an Alex.
Heck yeah.
I'm just playing, but Alex's are the best.
Yeah, anywho, man, I tell you what. So, I haven't really. It's been a kind of a quiet news week in the NFL.
Oh no, there's news that come out today, and Rob has not shown up yet for me to hit him with it. But I always got to find at least one thing to hit Rob with every week, and he wasn't here Monday, so I still got the Washington game to hit him with. But Antonio Brown has been turning in a fake vaccination card, which converts to a federal offense.
Wow. Is he going to jail?
I don't know yet. It's an accusation, but it's Antonio Brown. He's got a terrible track record, so they're going to take this case seriously. I think that makes things really interesting because without Antonio Brown and Gronk last week, they were unable to do anything on offense.
Yeah, that's very interesting point. But a fake COVID card, well, I gotta say that's worse than
Yeah, because
Aaron Rodgers.
apparently that entire team's 100% vaccinated, and that's what they pride themselves on. Look, first of all, I support the vaccination. I support everyone's opinion. But this comes back to the Aaron Rodgers thing a couple weeks ago. If you don't have it, just be honest about it. I don't care if you're trying to keep your job playing with Tom Brady. Look, if you don't have it, just be honest about it. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say something that might make people mad, but I don't believe that Tom Brady is vaccinated. That man is far too particular about what goes into his body.
I'm gonna say he is.
But look at Antonio Brown now. I think Brady is just as shady as AB. He played for
really
Belichick for 20 years. He's just as shady as AB. I don't care. But with that being said, everyone else is vaccinated. That's good. But this is a situation that is going to inevitably affect their team. Whether he continues to play with them or not, whether they let him on the field, this is drama the whole team's going to have to deal with. And they're already in a terrible spot with this coming off the bye and getting their butts kicked by Washington.
You're a poet and didn't know it. You know, that's the thing right there is that they're in a spot where negative publicity is not good because
that's what I'm saying. I mean, all this adds up. This isn't me bashing the Bucks. I'm being realistic here. Like, look what happened when the media stopped giving the Jags heat. They started playing well. When this Urban Meyer thing passed and they could focus on football and nothing but football, they started looking a lot better than they did the weeks that they didn't. Look, they're coming off a bye. People are supposed to improve off the bye. You know, it's a week off to gather, regroup, and move forward. Then they get hit with a bad loss against Washington, which is an NFC team, so that kind of hurts when they're not the number one seed right now. And then they come out now, gets hit with this allegation against one of the most, if he does anything bad, I'm going to believe him, players in Antonio Brown.
Do you know where the allegation come from? Did you read that article?
I didn't have time. I've been at work all day.
To make it very short, it was reported in the Tampa Bay Times that Brown's former live-in chef, Stephen Ruiz, basically called him out because he was still owed $10,000 in unpaid services. Come on, dude, pay your bills. You know, if you want to buy your privacy, pay your bills to the people that work for you. 10 grand cannot be that much money for him.
Also, Alex said I have to go. Bye. It's good talking with you, man.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
It's nice to meet you. I'm sure I'll see you at least somewhere in the YouTube world again.
I have to go. I like how he says have to. Night, bro. Nice to meet you, bro. But yeah,
have a good one, man.
But it's just garbage. Why can't people just be honest?
Yeah, I mean, he went out of his way to fight to come back another year. And so, like, with that being said, is like you need to do everything right. First of all, that starts with not lying. That's what I'm saying. If I get that this is one thing I don't want to get too much into with Rob, but you know, if he was not vaccinated, he would not be on that team. Because that's the one team that took this seriously from the beginning and was like, all of us are getting vaccinated, plain and simple. Nobody got cut. Everyone went and got it, apparently. You know, I don't know. I don't live with them. I don't talk to them every day. But then this comes out, and now he's probably going to lose his job, at least in Tampa Bay. And if he gets hit too hard with this, because they said it's up to it could be up to a federal offense, he could be losing his career.
You know what? At the end of the day, I'll still go back. This is like garbage stuff, and it doesn't sound like football news, but
It's not football news, but I'm bringing it up to talk about Tampa Bay.
yeah. But at the end of the day, if that organization is trying to be squeaky clean, then they should have had somebody watchdogging him because he's the one person on there that is trying to get away with something because his history proves it.
Hey, have a good one, Jay. And Gary also.
Yeah,
Thanks
man. Thank you
for
guys for
hanging
coming
out.
in, helping start this thing out.
Yeah, for sure. It made me happy seeing all you guys in here when we got this thing rolling today. So you guys have a good night, and I will probably see you on Monday, Diggs, if not sooner.
And we'll probably see everybody sooner. Hopefully, we'll find a way. I was kind of hoping that. Yeah, Kathy, I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not required, but for that specific job, it's basically required. Playing in Tampa Bay. And I'm fine with that. If that's how they want to do it, then that's how they want to do it. Follow the rules and, don't be typical Antonio Brown. He was just getting back to his best form. Playing in Tampa Bay brought him back to when he got his name, when he was good, when he was in his prime, I guess you should say. I mean, I'm not saying he can't go back to his prime, but he was repeating his prime football days. And, you're right there. You're playing with the greatest. You just came out of a Super Bowl. You're en route to go to another one. With whether or not you make it, you're going to be in the playoffs and you're going to have another shot. Why be stupid? Why now? Like, you're supposed to be heading straight. And now you're going to bring down this entire team with you because they're all going to feel the backlash on it. Now it's going to put everybody on that team in question. And I'm not sure that it should, but it will, because it's like, okay, you guys prided yourself on this one guy. It came out. Now we have to make sure everybody else isn't lying. Like, you're putting the team in question, which takes their time away from football, which inevitably hurts everybody because you're an idiot.
Just bring up the old adage: one bad apple ruins the bunch.
Yep, because you can't trust them all after that. And it's not their fault you can't trust them. It's his fault now.
Yeah, I'm exactly.
I'm just saying that this could show further backlash going into they have a primetime game this week.
Oh yeah, it'll be topic.
And so,
I mean, what do you think them announcers are going to talk about when they have downtime?
Oh, I mean, a lot of things. Maybe not all Antonio Brown, but they're going to touch on a lot of things.
I was kind of, in case we got in and had some discussion like this today, I was kind of hoping that we would be able to go through our quick previews of the games this weekend. But this first one, I don't know how quick it's going to be. Starting off the Sunday slate at 1:00, Indianapolis Colts 5-5 go to Buffalo at 5-3.
Oh man, I like this matchup in the Colts' favor this week. The Colts are getting healthy. I know they've struggled, especially against their divisional teams, but a lot of people struggle against their divisional opponents, and that's just normal. But Buffalo's a lot less healthy than Indy is now.
Before you pick this game, the one thing that really irks me about picking Indy in this game, because I like the way Indy's trending. Let's just say they're trending upward. What I don't like about the way this one fares is that I don't like Carson Wentz versus Buffalo. The way that they cover receivers, it is a game where he's set up to struggle, and the run defense is pretty good. I don't know how successful Jonathan Taylor is going to be, and I don't know how much he's actually going to get from this defense at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's another thing that does make it interesting is, like, I have never trusted Carson Wentz. Like, I will agree he has been doing a lot better as the season progresses, but I still don't trust him. But something is like saying to me that I'm trusting his receivers. Now, if he's going to play this whole game where he depends on throwing the deep ball and getting a PI call, they're just going to get, completely smacked around. Because they've gotten lucky with a lot of them. He'll either underthrow or overthrow the deep ball and get a PI call, and that's how they move down the field when they're not able to run. So if he goes to where he's trying to depend on that, where he's trying to just get fouls, penalties to get them moving, then they're going to get completely demolished. Now, I think this is one of those games that you've been preaching about how Patrick Mahomes needs to play. The 5-yard to the running back / tight end in the middle of the field or on a screen right there. The boring football. I think it needs to be hammer the run and then turn around and throw it 5 yards, 4 yards to the running back, which is why they have Hines. Jonathan Taylor can catch perfectly fine too, but if you're gonna completely just keep pounding Jonathan Taylor, you're gonna probably utilize Hines a little bit more in the passing game. And so
Sure.
this is why you have those two guys, and I think these two guys make or break this entire game for both teams. Not even talking about defense. These two guys are going to be the reason Buffalo wins or the reason Buffalo loses. And same thing for Indy. Indy wins or loses. Either way, they will determine the outcome of this game. And if Carson Wentz can get on the same page as those two guys, their defense is going to step up and make this game manageable.
Yeah, I think the point spread at 7 is very interesting. Buffalo being favored by a full touchdown at home.
It's fair to give Buffalo a full touchdown by at home. They put up 45 points in almost every game this year, except for against Jacksonville and Tennessee.
And my fear is there's
another thing that I found was interesting. Jacksonville and Tennessee are the only teams that's truly given Buffalo trouble. Do you think it's that division? I know Houston doesn't even count because Houston lost their starting quarterback very early in the season and never got it. They had a rookie quarterback that was never supposed to play in Davis Mills, and he did all right. But take away that equation, Buffalo, Tennessee, or Jacksonville, Tennessee, Indy, they're all kind of similar teams right now. And so do you think that they have enough similar play style that they can make this game very interesting?
I really, when I think about this game, it makes me like the under because I think Indy's defense is good enough to keep Buffalo in check. I don't think they can stop them, but they're going to slow them down. And I really think this game is going to favor the under.
I think Jacksonville could realistically stop them. They didn't only slow them down; they completely stopped them.
And yeah, that's why this one makes me I can see two different.
I can see two very different outcomes. I can see Buffalo doing what they did to the Jets last week, or doing what happened to them against the Jags 2 weeks ago.
But I even though Wentz has only got 3 interceptions this year, I still don't trust him wholeheartedly.
I think this might be number 4 this week, but I think that this is a playoff rematch from last year. And, I think little things like that make these games interesting. And so I am going to go with Indy on this game. I'm going to trust my gut on this one and say that Carson Wentz is going to play really disciplined and, they're not going to rely on the 50-yard PI calls. Like, I feel like they're going to play disciplined, slow football.
I want to totally agree with that because I think that's very probable. God, I'm going to stick with the home team. I don't know that they cover. I don't care. I'm just going to pick Buffalo to win the game. But I think it's going to be low scoring.
Yeah. I'm going to say whoever wins covers, doesn't cover.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely fair. I think the next game is just as interesting as this game. Baltimore at Chicago.
I like this game too for an upset. I hate it, but I like it. Look, they're playing very similar style football and offense, both teams. Now, I can't sit here and tell you one defense is better than the other, especially with Khalil Mack playing. I don't know if he is or not, but if he were playing, I don't think these two defenses are much different right now. And so I think this is going to be a low scoring game. And if it's a high scoring game, which every time I say it's going to be a low scoring game, each team scores at least 30. So, you should probably count on that. But I'm going to stick with it. I think this is going to be a low scoring game, a lot of running, a lot of incomplete, broken up passes. I think, each team might get a garbage time looking TD, but I feel like this is going to be defense all day long. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to take Chicago on this one I think that Baltimore is just not as good as they appear to be. I still believe that. And it kind of showed in the Miami game exactly what I was talking about. They're coming off a bad loss, so everyone's expecting them to put up a minimum of like 40 points in this game. And they should. They probably should. But I'm going to go with Chicago for my second upset of the day. And we're still in 1 o'clock. But I don't know why, but this slate of week 11 games are kind of doozy games. So I'm kind of going to just, if it hasn't shown already, I'm probably going to be leaning towards the underdogs in a lot of these games.
I don't like it, but I think I'm going to agree. I'm just going to use the way they played Pittsburgh on the last week or whenever they played them.
Yeah, they should have won that game.
I think it's going to be a very similar style game. I think with the linebacking core that they got, even if Khalil Mack doesn't play, the containment of Lamar Jackson is possible. Chicago's a very tough place to play without really a solid running game and the passing game being suspect at best. I'll take the Bears at home.
You actually agree with me on an upset, and I love that.
Yeah,
What's the point spread on that?
The point spread, however, was 5.5 as Baltimore the favorite.
I kind of like that. I mean, I like the 5.5 points, whether it would be in either team's favor. I like that right there.
Next game, I don't like
Chicago. I'm not going to say they put up 6 points on them, like over them, but I'm going to go Chicago. I'm going to trust my gut, and in my gut, whatever game you say next, I'm going to pull up that team immediately, and then I'm just going to defend it with everything I got.
I don't like the next game at all.
I don't like almost all of the games this week.
Detroit goes to Cleveland.
Wow. I didn't think I was going to have a game that I didn't immediately have an answer to.
Cleveland is an 11.5 point favorite in this game.
Is it fair for me to take Detroit?
Well,
because they have no business winning this game. If they can't beat Pittsburgh, they can't beat Cleveland, in my opinion. But I think they're capable of beating a lot of teams because they almost beat Baltimore, who's better than both of them.
This game here is really because on the surface, the recent animosity, but New England just dismantled Cleveland. I think Cleveland rebounds in this game. 11.5 is a tough cover.
I think any team that's favored in double digits, unless you're Tom Brady or not very many other people other than Tom Brady or the Buffalo Bills in the first half of the season so far. I think no one can cover that realistically. Maybe Arizona in the first half this year. But I feel like I should just ride with the upsets this week and just deal with the repercussions of how many times I get a game wrong. But I'm going to ride with Detroit. I think Dan Campbell is not happy with a tie, but he's fired up to not have another loss.
I'm sure they're not losing.
There's no way they should beat this team. But like you said, the defense was unable to even really touch Mac Jones. I'm not saying the offensive line in Detroit is great, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of potential that Jared Goff has some time, And they do have a good run game.
See, I feel like the players on Detroit that can have the most impact in this game is DeAndre Swift and TJ Hawkinson.
Well, those are the two best players on the team.
I mean, I feel
Playing it
like they,
simple.
and I just really, and you know what, Jared Goff is playing very similar to Baker Mayfield. They're very similar
That's why
quarterbacks.
I'm okay with taking a team that's favored to lose by 12. Like I'm okay with that because they're very similar quarterbacks in general.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna roll with the upsets on this one. If I get to an upset I don't like, then I'll stop sticking with the upsets. But I'm not saying I like this one. I think this is the first and one of the probably the only games that's really got me stuck. Like I don't feel partial, like leaning towards one team in this game. So just for the pure factor, I'm gonna take Detroit in the upset, not to cover 11.5 or whatever, but I'm gonna take them just to win.
I'm gonna lay doubt in your head, but when I call the next game out, but
But you didn't give me a winner.
Huh?
You're gonna take Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm taking Cleveland. I don't like the points, but I'm gonna take them to win.
All right.
The next game, does Tennessee get a break this week with Houston?
Wow.
You like how I worded that?
Tennessee's destroying good teams. So I'm going to take them to lose to a bad team. It's a division rival. It makes things interesting. Houston's probably the worst team in football right now because they have nothing. All they have is Brandon Cooks. That's it. I think Tyrod has a good game. I think Brandon Cooks has a good game. Philip Lindsay's going to get some touches probably. I think this is going to be the stupid game of the week, like the pure stupid. Like everyone's like, "Oh, so Tennessee has the crown on right now. They're full of themselves right now. They beat every good team you could think of." I think
that's why I stated it the way I stated it. I'm not necessarily going to pick Houston.
Joe is on the Facebook side. He said, I'm picking Houston also with the upset. I think it's because he just really wants Tennessee to lose. But yeah. I'm gonna go with Houston on this. What's that point spread? It's got to be more than 11.5.
10.
Wow.
See, the odds makers.
They give Cleveland more than they give Tennessee. Nah, dude, no.
Joe, I say for you, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it's not, I'm right there with you, Joe. This game is going to be stupid. It's going to be about as stupid as the Jacksonville Bills game. I could see there being less than 15 points scored in this game just because. Who you got?
Me?
Yep.
You changed my mind. I'm going to go ahead and take Houston.
Yes. This is the most upsets you've picked. I'm writing them down this week just so I can have them for reference.
And I'm taking it for no other reason than it feels like it's time for Tennessee to deal with what every other division leaders dealt with.
Yeah, it's their turn. They're like the only one that didn't lose last week.
Okay.
Dude, I like Houston a lot in this one. It just makes, I don't know, it seems too perfect.
What did I do? Oh. Let's see then. If you like that one, this is probably.
I told you this week's full of doozies.
This is probably my favorite early game of the week that I would like to watch, and for no other reason, but Green Bay goes to Minnesota.
Oh, man, this is a great divisional game. I don't know if Minnesota has it in them to win, but, I'm going to stick with the underdog on this one. It's at home, it's in the bank. Kirk Cousins is the most underrated quarterback in the league right now with 18 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. He's going to continue that streak of, being elite right now. And I think they're going to come away with I'm going to give them 5 points on this. I don't know what the point spread is, but I'm going to say if it's 5.5, I wouldn't take it. If it was 4.5, I would.
Green Bay is a 1.5 favorite.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, that makes this not even that big of an upset. I'm going Minnesota on this. They know that they're playing elite, just not winning. You know, they know what they have in Kirk Cousins. The way he's playing better than almost every quarterback in the league. If not, he's playing the best quarterback in the league.
I think
But
he
Brady's
is.
he's getting close to double-digit picks right now, and Kirk Cousins over here with 18 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Not a single word said about him because he can't win a game.
I'm with you. I like Minnesota all day.
All right. We are too much on the same page. Things are probably going to get interesting once we get out of 1 o'clock.
Joe Flacco starts against the Dolphins for the Jets.
This is the first game since the Detroit one that I'm like, I can't tell you who wins this game. There was no instant gut feeling. I think Joe Flacco gets his W to show he's a veteran against Tua, who is getting better, or Brissett, who is banged up. I don't know. I don't like this game. I don't like it at all.
Miami's a 3.5 point favorite.
It should be interesting because it's divisional. It'll be probably a decent game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Anybody betting, take the under on this.
44.5's the over-under. I'm going to just go ahead for no real reason and take the home team, even though I think Joe Flacco has enough veteran savvy. I don't think the Jets are a bad team. I just think they have not had good have had good quarterback play at all times, and I think Joe's going to lead them to a win, at least this week.
So you're going to take the Jets?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Jets too. I don't know. I got in Joe Flacco, we trust right now because Tua sucks. Oh, Joe says Tua's overrated. Yes. Thank you.
Shelby.
What up, Shelby? She said Flacco.
Okay.
She said, on my way home from work listening. I'll be back to interact in a few. We will see you in a few. Don't hit any deer on your way home.
Another horrible game.
All of them are horrible. I'm telling you. Every game except for the two teams that we like, every other game sucks to me.
New Orleans at Philadelphia.
I'm going to take New Orleans because Sean Payton gave his speech today about how he needs to get his team together and they need to play better. Philly's looking good, but Jalen Hurts, well, his last name says it all. Everything that's going to happen to him is going to hurt. And so this one's going to hurt. It's going to be a close, high-scoring game in my opinion. And over stupid mistakes. Stupid mistakes are going to cause this to be a high-scoring game. So I'm going to take Sean Payton's leadership over the lack of Jalen Hurts experience. I know he's got a lesser experienced quarterback in his corner right now, but I'm going to take Sean Payton in that elite defense. I think the Saints defense is just a little bit better than the Phillies defense. Not by much because I think Phillies defense is underrated, but I'm going to take the Saints confidently because they know they need this win really bad.
Is Kamara playing this week?
He was practicing. That's as much as I know.
So, I like analytics when it comes to this, and the number one stat that's going to decide this game is this:
turnovers.
Nope.
Oh.
That will inevitably decide it, but the number one stat that's going to decide this game is New Orleans is number one against the rush, and Philadelphia has to be able to run the ball,
which they struggle. They kind of
they've done good the last couple of weeks. They're third in rushing.
Yeah, they're doing good, but I think if they can contain Hurts, they can win this game.
So I'm going to take New Orleans because I'm going to take defense in this instance, and I'm going to agree with you that there's extra mistakes.
Roy says, if 49ers get their mojo, do they make the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah. If they play like they played the Rams on Monday, they're capable of making the playoffs. If there
is a lot of teams in the, everybody's really close in the NFC, but the 49ers have the more complete team out there right now. They have a great defense.
Yeah, they got Kittle healthy now too.
And you know what? Garoppolo is a good quarterback to manage a game. If the defense is playing right, they're getting their running game back. George Kittle's back in the lineup. They're set to make a run for a few wins here. And
What's up,
hello,
Bogey
Roy.
Win? He says have to go with the Eagles only because they're at home and Philadelphia's offensive line is healthy. Look, I think that is a very good point. Philly has played relatively well at home. And, I said that the last time, and they lost when I said that. But it is a very good point. Even the games they've lost, they've played well. Against Kansas City, against Tampa Bay, at least the second half, they made that a game. They've played well in Philadelphia. I just think this is a coaching battle in this game, honestly, and I have to give Sean Payton the edge.
Well, here we go now we've probably got that, since we've got that one narrowed down a little bit. You know what? Philadelphia is becoming a good team too, so it ought to be a good game all the way around.
Yeah, they're sneaking up, and that's why I'm not overly confident in this game. Like, all these upsets I've picked, I've been way more confident than I am in this because of how many games and how ugly the games the Saints have lost have been. I mean, last week they lost because their kicker missed 2 extra points. Like it was something small like that. But some of these other games have been kind of ugly when they have lost. Like the Giants game was horrendous, and I don't know. So it does make me question. I feel like this is very much a toss-up game, but I want to give Sean Payton some credit here, and that's why I'm going to take the Saints. I listened to his interview yesterday or today or whatever it was, and it inspired me in the fact that I think it inspired his team.
Good call. The next game is the one that's going to get the most media attention because coach versus quarterback, and that's Carolina at home against Washington.
I like this game, and I don't like picking this game because I've been rooting for Cam all year, but I've been rooting hard for Washington all year.
Yeah, and this is the game.
I want to hear all of your thoughts before I even speak on it because I'm gonna have to process this one a little bit.
I'm not big. I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey. I'm not gonna say Cam Newton. I'm not
gonna give Cam all the credit.
I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey. Cam's not Superman. Cam does bring another dynamic to the game, and I don't think he's going to play the whole game. I think the other kid's going to play too. I think Carolina
makes me lean more towards Carolina.
I really believe that the running game is going to prevent quarterback pressures. The defensive line for Washington.
They lost Chase Young for the year after losing Montez Sweat to the IR. I think they're going to be able to run the football well, and that's another thing I was going to get into. But
that's the reason why I got to take Carolina in this game.
Yeah, I feel like I have to take Carolina here, and if Washington prevails and wins this game, I'll be impressed. But the thing I was going to say is watching over Cam's return game, watching when he was playing, he was making connections with guys that are stars that have had no real action this year with Sam Darnold, like one Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to spark a fairly good passing game, even if it's not any deep ball passing, even if it's just slants and screens and maybe 1 or 2 10-yard plays. I think it's going to be enough consistent balance of both that they're not going to be able to be stopped.
Yeah, I just don't.
Played against Arizona blew my freaking mind. So there's that. I don't care that Kyler wasn't there. I don't care that D-Hop wasn't there because they proved that they could win without them.
We've spoken a lot here about the offense of Carolina, but I think Christian McCaffrey back makes Carolina's defense better because they will have
they're
more
off the field half the time
because they get more rest. And although I'm not as big a Heineke fan as you are, I think this is the type of game that he will struggle in a little bit. So I like Carolina, the 3.5 point favorite.
Yeah, I think right now, as a whole, this defense is a little bit tougher to play against than Tampa Bay's. When they get rest, they don't play the whole game.
Yeah, they got it. You can't have.
Carolina was the number 1 defense until Christian McCaffrey got hurt.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Carolina. I don't like it because I can still see Washington pull off a miracle win
Oh,
here.
they can win.
Plus, Ron Rivera knows how to play against Cam Newton. I mean, he knows how to play against that offense. He knows how to play against that team. He was that team at one point. And so I think this will still be an interesting game. I think it'll be fairly tight, at least for through the first half. Um, but I'm going to give Carolina this one. But this is the one pick that I am very, very uncertain about.
Well, we were just speaking about this team a minute ago. The 4-5 San Francisco 49ers go to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's been one of those teams, man. Kind of like I said with the Jets, they've caused problems in the weirdest times. And I'm not saying they're going to cause any problems this time. But if all I'm going to say is the 49ers are on a short week, but a short week coming off a big win. And they proved that they're able to run the ball 40 times against a very good run defense. I feel like without a doubt, Carolina or 49ers should win this game with ease. And I know what they did to Buffalo. But I'm starting to think it's that division against Buffalo right now. I'm not thinking that it's Jacksonville. I don't know. Like, I feel like Trevor Lawrence is going to struggle. Guys like Nick Bosa are going to make him uncomfortable. I don't think he's going to get settled in this game. And at least not early enough to keep up with the points that the 49ers will probably score. I'm going to say that the 49ers could be up 14 or 17, that area by the half. And if they are, then Jacksonville can't come back because I saw how they can pound the football with 3 different guys.
I agree.
He said, how good have the 49ers defense been this year? I would say not bad, honestly. They've looked bad at times, but they've got guys getting healthy, and they were all having some adjustments, and so like I think they're finally coming together. Roy, he mentioned it. He just said got to stay healthy. I think they're on a very strong uptick right now. That win on Monday Night Football was incredible. This was huge for their momentum. I think they're gonna keep flowing on this uptick.
Yeah, San Francisco's defense fares way better against the pass than it does the run. So that gives you the thing. Jacksonville is going to have to win it on the ground. I just feel like San Francisco's got the more polished team right now, better coaching staff, more experience at the quarterback, more experience at most of the skill positions. I'll take the Niners in this game and not think twice about it.
What's up, Maria? She said,
Hi,
happy
Maria.
Sunday. Yeah, I'm going to take the Niners, and I feel really good about it.
Here's the next one. It's not the first one. The first 4:00 game is Cincinnati's at Las Vegas.
Yeah, they got bumped up, and I'm happy, but I was like, why do they have to be bumped up when the Chiefs are playing a 4:00 game? I'm irritated, but I'm happy. He said their offense seems to be getting better lately. Garoppolo in particular with Kittle and Debo. Debo's been playing phenomenal. Brandon Ayuk, like you said, you were cheering him on the other night. Every time he's been a factor, he's been playing great. And George Kittle's off the IR and playing how he should be playing. So you're completely right. I mean, they're growing as a whole as everyone's getting healthy.
Kittle coming back on the field really made this team look different, didn't it?
Oh, immediately. And Debo Samuel with Elijah Mitchell, those two right now, and that one guy who just also came off the IR who played on the Monday night game. I can't remember his name right now. Williams, maybe. I don't remember. His first name's Jeff. Jeff Wilson Jr. That's his name. Just came out. But those 3 guys right there just by themselves destroyed everybody. And then their defense just made it was kind of OBJ's fault for the first pick. He didn't finish his route and just basically gave it up. Like, he could have caught that ball if he just kept going, but he just stopped. Like, when you're that deep in the field, why would you stop when you can see the ball coming over your head? So that first pick was not on the 49ers defense. That was on OBJ's being stupid. The second one was just bad.
Yeah,
As a whole, this 49ers team is getting healthy. They're getting momentum. They're playing well. They're running the ball extremely well, and they've got really good pass catchers.
The bad thing about this game, the bad thing that makes you go, well, and I've already made my pick, but they're playing on a short week and they're traveling all the way across the country.
That's the only thing that makes me nervous, but I said the same thing when they played against Philadelphia, and I was wrong.
Yep. And
They went to Philadelphia and dominated. So I was confident then, and so I'm not gonna say that way.
So back to 2 5-4 teams that are both playing, I would say, equally bad right now. Cincinnati at Las Vegas.
Yeah, but the difference is Las Vegas is like literally got like a gun in their mouth at the moment. They're like, I mean, I don't know how else to word that, is like they're backed into a corner against themselves. It's them versus themselves right now. That's their problem.
Cincinnati, where I like Cincinnati in this game is that Las Vegas has not been able to run the ball. I mean, effectively.
Well, I mean, Josh Jacobs was not playing for like 3 games, and I know because my fantasy team hurt because of it. But I think that, and a lot of teams are taking Waller away from him. Plus, they lost a star wide receiver in Renfro, or not Renfro, but Ruggs. So that puts a lot on Renfro. Deshaun Jackson also is a factor and is not a factor, because when I watched their last game, he caught a deep ball and then coughed it up, like literally coughed it up. I don't know, like I can't judge that on that, but he's already got a big turnover as a Raider, and I feel like that really sets in with you a little bit.
Yeah, we're back to the point. If Joey B takes care of the ball, they probably win.
I think it's whoever takes better care of the ball.
Yeah.
The turnover battle is the main factor, and I don't even think it's that big of a deal, because Joe Burrow threw the 3 interceptions in a row against Chicago and almost turned around and still beat them.
Yeah, that's because his arm is just that good.
So I think this is going to be a relatively good game. I think that the Raiders are hurting a lot worse than the Bengals are, and the Bengals are coming off of a bye. I think they're going to be rested, and they had a whole extra week to sit and take in those 2 losses. I think this is their bounce back week. I want to say this could be a Raiders bounce back week, but I don't feel confident in that. And so I'm going to say that the Bengals take this one, and this game ends up in a key interception at the end, which gives the Bengals the ball back.
The fact that the 2 games that they've lost at home recently, they only put up 9 points against Chicago, and
that
they
wasn't
only put
at
up
home.
Huh?
That wasn't at home.
Says it was.
Wait, which team are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Raiders.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cincinnati. I was like, that definitely was not at home.
No, they only scored 9 points at home against Chicago, and they only scored 14 points at home against Kansas City. They've only had 2 games here recently where they've scored well. So I'm with you. I think that the Bengals are probably, logistically going to win this game. It is a 1-point spread, and Cincinnati is favored on the road. I'll take the Bengals to win this game.
Yep, definitely. I mean, I think they have to bounce back, and they know that after they had the best bye week in football, their entire division went to crap the week that they were off. So
a lot of motivation
right sitting on the couch. So
yeah, I have a DOG that wants OUT.
All right, we'll take that DOG-OUT. But with the Cincinnati Bengals right now, I think they are about to flip the switch and get hot again. Joe Burrow's got like an immaculate amount of passion for the game. And with that being said, is like that could be what causes maybe a potential turnover too. But I think that after him sitting for so long this week, obviously with practice, but not playing a game and just being able to watch all these other teams play and to go over film and to, watch himself and see what kind of mistakes he's made. I think if I think this guy can bounce back just as bad as good as anybody else, or if not better, because of his drive and love for the game. And so, with that being said, I really feel strongly about a Bengals big win on the road, or I'm pretty sure this game's in Vegas. So I think all those things come to play. I think the Cincinnati defense is just really good in general, and they didn't look super great against Mike White, but once again, when you have no film on a new quarterback, defense struggle against that. So, kudos for Mike White for what he did. I mean, I don't think they should have let him do that much, but that's why that happened. The Bengals haven't won 3 road games in a row, and I don't even know how longer than I could ever remember. And so with that, they're going to be on the road again. They know that these next couple road games are important because then they're going to be playing a lot of football at home. So they'll get to go back home and, straighten things out. The Cleveland loss was won a divisional game. So, that right there makes things interesting. And I think that was I'm Baker Mayfield and I have something to prove game. So Cleveland's done well against Cincinnati in the last couple years with Baker and everything. So I think that was a big factor. Like, there was a lot of factors in that. And so I'm not mad that Cincinnati lost that game. I was mad that it was that ugly, but they did that to Baltimore, so I can't be that mad. Joe said, "Thanks for picking Indy, Alex." I'm feeling really confident, and you want to know who got me fired up for Indy to win this game? Kent Sterling, dude. That man's energy is unmatched. Like, he got me fired up. I listened to everything he had to say about it, and he's automatically biased because he covers Indiana sports and loves them. But he made so many good points about that, and so I would feel wrong picking Buffalo.
I feel like if I was to listen to him, the Colts would be 17-0.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how strongly he influences me when I listen to his channel.
Yeah, I mean, he's helped me with the Indiana side of things a lot lately. And so not only him, you and having Colts friends like Joe and Bird and all of them. So like, I don't know, I've had a lot of dose of Indiana sports in the last couple weeks, and I'm paying a little bit more attention to the Colts, and so I really think that they have just as an equal chance to win this game as Buffalo does.
And just going back to the Raiders Chiefs game, they looked really bad in that game. The Chiefs
Things are getting
defense
back to normal for the Chiefs, and that's usually what the Raiders look like against the normal Chiefs.
The Chiefs defense this year has been mediocre to say the least, and they looked really good against that Las Vegas offense. So yeah, I don't think I have much trouble picking this one. I'll probably get burnt for picking the Bengals this week.
I'm not getting burned. I'm speaking this one to an existence. I hate the Raiders. So when your team plays them back to back, I said this last week, this is double Raider hate week, and I'm feeling very passionate about this game. This is my most passionate pick of the week. And, Cincy all the way. I'm hoping they just embarrass them at home, honestly.
Well, now's the game that I know that you're going to have the most biased opinion about is Kansas City at home against Dallas.
Look, okay, this is the same thing that we had to say about Tennessee. Eventually, Dallas has got to cool off too. And if the Chiefs defense can play the way they did against the Raiders, they can stop Dak Prescott, they can slow the run game down and give their offense some time to make some moves. I mean, realistically, if you look at the stats for everybody for the year, Dallas should win this game just like they've won every other game. But I don't see it that way. I think this is going to be way too close of a game for both teams.
I
I'm
feel
not biased because I'm nervous. I was nervous about them playing against Jordan Love in Green Bay. You know, I'm not excited about it. I'm living off the fumes and happiness from the Raiders win. Look, I'm on cloud 9 about that. I'm not even kidding. I thought they were going to go into Vegas and lose that game. But I feel better about the playing the Cowboys than I do the Raiders for some reason. I feel
well.
like there's a lot of high expectations for Dak in this game. And
Oh
no one's
yeah,
taking the Chiefs that seriously yet.
I think both teams have got pressure in this game because this is the one that gives the Chiefs chance to reopen a little bit of cushion in their division. And this game is a statement game, so to speak, for Dallas. What I haven't seen is I haven't seen Dallas running the ball well lately.
Yeah, they started the first half of the games played so far running the ball effectively, dominantly, and doing well, and then it kind of died off.
So
I think Denver is living in their head rent free.
yeah,
Honestly.
and that's a really interesting point. AFC West defense played well against Dallas.
Yeah, I think
But
Denver's still haunting them. Look, I mean, Atlanta's obviously on a downtick right now. We gave them too much credit as they were moving up, and then they got their butts handed to them 2 weeks in a row. We gave them too much credit. I'll own that. But so I'm not counting that game when we're talking about Dallas right now. But look at Denver. That was a legitimate game that Denver had no business in winning.
you know, I have no problem in picking Kansas City in this game if young Patrick Mahomes can play the check down game as well. If he can play without having to throw the 30-yard pass, looking like Roethlisberger, he's got to take what's given to him. If he takes what's given to him, they
Well, I
should
just
win.
feel like when they get either on like 2nd and 7 or 3rd and 7, they don't need to go for 40.
That's exactly what I say about Roethlisberger. And I think that he is so used to making those plays all the time that the others feel like a waste of time to him. Not that they're insignificant, they feel like a waste of time.
Joe said, I'm rolling with the Chiefs. I think it'll be high scoring. I'm betting on Mahomes leading a game winning drive. See, that's how close I think this game's going to be. Like,
I
it's going to
agree.
come down to a game winning drive from somebody.
But you know what? I'm going to take what I normally take, regardless of the games that I can't pick. I'm going to take the home team. It's a 2.5 point spread. I think it'll be by that much at least. I'm going to go ahead and take the home team, but I bet it's a way too close for comfort.
He has been, okay, she makes a fair point. He has been doing better with taking the checkdowns.
Yeah, but he
Earlier in the
literally
season, he
almost
wouldn't take
fucked
them
that
at
game
all.
the other day.
I
There
know,
was,
I know. But earlier in the season, he wouldn't take the check down at all.
you know, he got away with 2 balls that should have been picked. That should have been game changers, and that got away with. And that's what makes me nervous because then you look at his stat sheet from last week. If you didn't watch the game, you would think, oh, he had a great game. He did have a great game, but there was a couple in there that could have made that game look mediocre.
Gabe Stark says, Casey, good call, my dude. And also,
I'm
Obi
picking him.
Wynn says if Mahomes can be patient and check down to Williams, they would be nearly unstoppable. Yeah, well, now we've got Williams, who's been playing really good for them, with
Third
Clyde
down.
Edwards-Helaire coming back to split time. And so I think that split time is going to be good for Williams because he's not used to being a consistent starter. So this gives him some rest and lets him still be effective.
I'm really looking. I
I
want
could
to
see
see.
a lot of 2 running backs in the backfield play.
I just want to see Mahomes mature and to win. I want to see him mature and learn how to win a different way. If he does that, he's got a chance to be great always.
Shelby said, when does Clyde come back? He's been
This week,
practicing this week. So he's still not a game time decision. He's still questionable, but he is basically there. There we go. There's a big factor, Mr. Andy Reid. If it comes down to the battle of two coaches, I'm gonna take Andy over what's his name, McCarthy.
Yeah, they've had some good battles over the years.
Hey, Gabe said can't stand McCarthy. Don't know if he's watching the field or the hot dog vendor in the stands.
Well, same thing could be said about Reed, though.
Yeah, he likes cheeseburgers, man. He admits that. He said, "I won the Super Bowl, so I can go home and eat me a cheeseburger, dude." Like, I think Andy Reid knows a little bit more about football than McCarthy does. I trust Reid more than McCarthy.
I always liked McCarthy in Green Bay, but
yeah, in Green Bay, but now he's in Dallas getting his bossed around by a 7,000-year-old man.
Yeah.
Who does not care about that team. I don't care what anybody says. He does. He loves the team. He loves the Cowboys, but he's got very questionable. He's been doing questionable things with that team sometimes. I'm going to take Andy Reid. I'm going to take my boys.
I think they cover.
After watching them play the Raiders when I thought they could definitely lose, play and put up, it made me feel good to see him put up 40 points in any game. It didn't have to be the Raiders. That made me feel good because if they can put up 40 points, then they offensively can go toe-to-toe with Dallas if their defense doesn't show up.
Are you ready to say that Seattle has a good week under Russell Wilson this week against the Cardinals?
Yeah, his first shutout game in his career last week, his worst game of his literal career, and so I say he bounces back. Who does he play? I might change my mind.
Cardinals.
These are two teams desperate for wins in the same division that I don't like to touch
I think Kyler Murray's back too.
Yeah, Kyler's back. I don't know about DeAndre Hopkins, but I'm assuming if Kyler comes back, D-Hop will come back.
I don't think he's ready. I think that hamstring's way worse than what they're letting out.
Oh, man, I don't know. The Cardinals have shown flaws. It's finally come out. They're doing what the Seattle Seahawks do every year. They start dominant and then start fading. Which, as I was scared was going to happen to the Cardinals all year. I was scared before the season started. I didn't think they were going to start 8-0 hot, but, I thought they were going to start well and then fade, and it's kind of got to that fade. They need a bounce-back win desperately. The Seahawks need a win to be relevant. I think I'm going to take Seattle on this unconfidently.
Wow. I don't want to pick. I don't like it. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be tight.
After seeing what the 49ers did to the Rams, I know the Seahawks can win this game.
Yeah. I mean, they've gotten...
Anybody can win any game, and I hate that and love it at the same time.
I'm going to take the Seahawks as well. Can't believe I just said that.
I'm surprised you said that.
Yeah.
Let me know if you change your mind so I can write it down.
Yeah, I just changed my mind. I'm gonna go opposite.
That's why I said that.
I'm gonna go opposite.
Wait, where are they playing?
Seattle.
Oh, then I have to take the Seahawks, so it doesn't matter. I was gonna take them anyway since they were at home, but you're going Arizona.
Yeah. I think Seattle's lack of a true run game is going to be their downfall this week.
Yeah, but I think Chris Carson's back. Off the IR.
Still going to stick with it.
That's okay. I have to. I'm glad I picked Seattle because then I would have felt really bad if you said we were going to be in Arizona.
Now you know what? I've gotten through the games of the week that I want to really talk about. Now I'm to two games that get really
Wynn said Seattle is tough at home. Murray's ankle isn't 100%, and Colt McCoy is banged up too.
I know. I think Murray gut checks it. I think he's in the same position Mayfield's in. He has to play.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my pick.
I mean, I that's what makes this fun because I can go against every pick I made today confidently and pick the opposite.
There's about 3 of them that I could go the other way with.
Right now, we're to the two games that I could care less about this week. On Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh goes to the Chargers.
Can we please get Pittsburgh off of primetime games? Like, seriously, I am sick of seeing, because that just makes me think Pittsburgh's going to win, because I saw what happened to the Bears. They got cheated out of a win. Everybody in the world saw it because it was on primetime TV. I'm sick of seeing Pittsburgh. Look, I'm sick of seeing Pittsburgh, and I'm sick of seeing Brady. And guess what game's next? Freaking Brady. Look, these two primetime teams that I don't want to see on primetime. Give other people that are, deserving of it. Like, they even bumped Cincinnati up this week. They didn't have a single game out of 1 o'clock other than their Thursday night game. I'm impressed this got pushed to a 4 o'clock game. So they have adjusted schedules. Why can't they adjust these stupid Sunday night and Monday night games? I'm sick of them. Look, I have to say that Pittsburgh's going to win this game off of a shitty referee call. Sorry about my language. It's just, that's how I feel about it. I watched all of their primetime games this year.
I'm going to feel Herbie does to Pittsburgh what Burrow did to him. I think he's going to have a bounce back game.
That's what I want to happen, and that's why I'm going to pick the Chargers, but I just have this bad feeling. It's that feeling I have about Minnesota. They're going to get so close and lose at the end over something dumb. Like, that's how I feel.
I feel like the Chargers are a better team than, or the Chargers are, Minnesota's a better team than Pittsburgh, honestly. They're more well-rounded.
I agree. I mean, Pittsburgh, they didn't have Ben Roethlisberger last week. They might have him this week. I don't freaking know. But
taking the Chargers, I'm going to take my home team and just call it a day.
I mean, the Chargers don't get home teams. That's just a fact. But I'm going to, and Pittsburgh travels well. But I'm going to take the Chargers because I hate Pittsburgh. Like, I hate them.
All right. Next to the other one, your boy, Thomas Brady.
Getting his butt upset on live primetime Monday Night Football. And that's what I'm saying. The New York Giants are going to take home the dub. Is this in Tampa? Because it's going to make me mad if it is. Seriously, they got all these primetime games at home other than, Thursday night in Philly. Like, I hate them. And I don't hate them. I actually really like that team. I just hate seeing Brady on primetime, which is why I'm going to see him crying at about 11:30 Monday night. I'm taking the Giants. I don't even think they're that bad. Their record is horrible because it should be, but man, baby Brady. Look, Gabe is turning into one of my favorites, dude. He picked KC to beat Dallas, and he hates McCarthy, and he just called Brady a man baby.
It's okay, Sean. I ain't seen much of a lot of people in a hot minute, and it's all good, brother.
Okay, so I was thinking the same thing that Obi Wynn just said. Wonder what the odds are for Brady going back to New England. He has mentioned it in an interview 2 weeks ago. Look, this has been a very hot topic. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to let it be 0. There's no way it's a 0% chance. Anything's possible.
Yeah, well, then I'll only give it 1% because there's no way he's going to go back because Belichick wouldn't take him back at this point.
I think he would let him retire there.
He'd take him back and make him a third stringer, maybe. That's a moot point.
All right, let's hear your thoughts about this Monday night game.
I like Tampa Bay at home normally.
I'm giving Danny Dimes some credit.
I think the combination of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, Tom Brady's already got almost.
We talked about earlier.
Tom Brady's got almost 30 freaking touchdown passes, and he played horrible.
Look, they played horrible against Washington, and now they're getting all this bad rep because of Antonio Brown.
I know.
Think that it's very, very possible for them to lose this game.
I think it is stupidity. Too.
Like, I mean, the Giants beat the Saints. Let's not forget.
The Giants just don't flat score enough.
Didn't the Giants beat Carolina too? I'm pretty sure they did. I don't know if they played Atlanta.
The Giants beat Carolina by 22 points.
Yeah, and they beat the Saints in overtime. And have they played Atlanta?
I don't know, but they lost to the Rams at home by a lot.
Yeah, I told you that week that game should.
They've lost to Denver, Washington, and Atlanta.
So they lost to Atlanta, but they beat the Panthers and the Saints. I think they're going to beat the Bucs.
I will go ahead. I'll take Tampa just because they can't afford to lose.
They can't afford to lose, and New York has nothing to lose.
Wow, you've always got something to lose.
No, they've got nothing to lose, man. Their whole team's banged up. They have no business winning this game. I feel like this, as I did when I was talking about Denver going to Dallas.
Yeah, I don't really care. I didn't even want to pick these two games because I hate them both. Let's just get it over with so we can move on to something else. But I'll take Tampa.
I'm feeling strong about it.
I'm taking Tampa Bay. Just taking Tampa Bay just to be opposite of you.
All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of the games we were on the same page for this week.
That's probably the most yet.
Yeah, 1, 2. We only had 4 games where we differed this week. So who does that mean we have on a bye? Denver? The Rams? Denver and the Rams. There's got to be 4 teams, right? That's on the bye.
There doesn't have to be.
There's 14 games being played. So that's 28 teams. Wait, I didn't count today's game. So there's only 2 teams on the bye, Denver and Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Brockton said Shane loves Brady.
I don't love Brady.
The Bears play against Baltimore this week, Gabe, which we both took Chicago on.
Yes, sir.
Marty. This one's for Marty. Go Bears.
Yeah, so, back through any other hot topic for the week. Going back to the homepage here. I still want to watch the Buffalo Indy game. It's probably that one and that one is one of my favorites of the week to watch.
That one's probably one of the better chances I have to sit and watch the entire game since I'll be at work. Since Cincinnati doesn't play till 4, usually Indy's the next man up in our locals.
Yeah, so I like the 3 games I want to see is the Indy Buffalo, the Green Bay Minnesota, and the 4. I'm sorry, the Dallas.
The 3 games I want to see the most are on our thumbnail.
Yeah.
Cincy, Kansas City, and Indy. With the curiosity of the Tampa Bay game, and also the Minnesota Green Bay is just going to be a good game in my opinion. The Carolina, who do they play? Carolina and
Washington.
I think that's going to be an interesting game because, like I said, that was the one I didn't feel good about. That either team can easily win that game. I mean, not easily, but it easily could go either way. Indy needs to bring back Marvin Harrison. Absolutely. He could be a good coach.
Man, Marvin Harrison was one of my favorite players to watch.
Me too. I mean, he was on that team when I started watching football.
There is a lot of god-awful games this week, and the NFL is just getting muddied by inconsistent play at the top. And that's been your theme lately is inconsistent play at the top.
Dude, my theme has been I liked the underdogs all week, every week. And I think that's because that's the theme of the NFL this year, that anybody can win any game, honestly.
As far as the AFC goes, of the 4 division leaders, you've picked 3 to lose.
Yep. Confidently.
That just tells me that we're diverse. And in the NFC, you've picked 1, 2, you've picked 3, at least 3 to lose. I don't even know if you picked Green Bay or not. I can't remember. You took Minnesota.
I did not pick Green Bay. We both took Minnesota.
You've only got 1 division leader picked to win this weekend. Put that into perspective.
Which one? Oh,
Kansas City.
That's not even out of biased.
Well, you can't lose that one. You have to have a division leader win that game.
That's true. Yeah. I'm confident.
The only possible game for a division leader to win, you have picked. There you go. Everything else says all the division leaders are going to lose. I think that's going to be the story Monday. How did that work out? I don't even remember what all I picked in there. I know I picked
wrote every winner. I wrote a column with my name and a column with your name, and I wrote each team we picked. So when we go through it, we're going to go through it in the game, the same order that we picked them, just so I can.
I know I have 3 picked to win because I know I picked Arizona.
You picked Arizona. You picked Tampa Bay. You picked Kansas City. And you picked Buffalo.
Yeah, so I got, man, that's going against the grain for me as well. True. I like the teams.
That is one thing I will give Obi-Wan to Green Bay is their defense has faced a lot of difficult tasks and played well.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes are 3. I mean, they didn't win Kansas City, but their defense shut Patrick Mahomes down. So, Green Bay's defense is more of a threat to me right now than their offense for the next 2 weeks with Aaron Jones being out. I think their defense is honestly as good, if not better, than their offense right now. And they've overcome a lot of obstacles. They've lost a lot of good guys to injuries. I don't like Green Bay, and I think it might be more of a Rodgers thing. I haven't decided yet. We'll see whenever he is not there anymore. But, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. That defense has had a lot of tough tasks to face this year, and they've really stepped up. I just really like Minnesota's offense, man. They need to win more games than they have. I've never liked Green Bay. Yeah, me neither, but I've lived through Favre and Rodgers, so I can't decide if it's them or if it's if it's Green Bay. It's like, once Brady left the Patriots, I didn't hate the Patriots quite as much. You're not old enough to feel the pain of the old Packers. What is the old Packers?
I think Gabe's talking about the 80s.
Oh, well, I was not alive in the 80s, but I was alive in the 90s, so that counts for something. Who do you think can beat Buffalo in the AFC? Well, right at this very moment is Tennessee, but I want to see what happens in this game this weekend.
I lived through Lynn Dickey. Oh. Gabe, I'm just saying that in Cincinnati, growing up, my first taste of football was the 81 AFC Championship game, the Freezer Bowl, the Bengals and the Chargers. After that, I went through a long drought until Boomer Esiason came along, and an even longer drought, and I've been dying for a playoff win for a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I grew up in a Cincinnati-loving family area, so even if I haven't lived through it, I've experienced it. I've felt it. I've learned about it. So I mean, I have not lived through your hurt with the Packers, but
and my answer to Obi-Win's question is anybody. I think anybody can beat Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if I had I didn't finish right now at the moment is Tennessee until this game played on Sunday, and then that will determine if my answer is still Tennessee. But right now, I think New England. New England is right there. If Buffalo loses this game to Indy, that means New England takes over the division. At least we aren't Detroit fans. Everybody can respect that other than Detroit fans.
Yeah, I learned tonight that Gene from We Dig It's a Detroit fan.
Oh, poor guy. We had 2 chances to win then. When we played Tampa Bay, it was the Battle of the Bays. Dude, you guys should have beat Tampa Bay last year in the playoffs. The Green Bay Packers should have been in the Super Bowl last year, but that was probably as controversial as the call as Pete Carroll on the goal line. I mean, I don't know, man. I loved watching Boomer play. New England is on a roll. Yes. And yes. I liked watching the interview when Boomer went and sat down with Joe Burrow and hung out with him. Coaches don't know how to run the ball. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pete Carroll on the goal line, one of the most controversial plays ever in Seahawks history, honestly, that I've lived through at least. But yeah, the Green Bay Packers should have been in the Super Bowl last year, but they are very good at pulling in Atlanta in the NFC Championship. And I hate to say that, but that's just what happens a lot. At least they make it there every year, though. I guess we can give them that. Almost every year, Green Bay is in the NFC
Refrigerator
Championship.
Perry. Yeah. Did you ever see any clips of William the Refrigerator Perry, Alex?
I might have.
So it was big number 72 for the Chicago Bears, and they put him in as a
Okay, as
running
soon as
back
you
on
said
goal line.
number 72 for the Chicago Bears, it clicked.
Yeah, he was a big like 280 some pounds, maybe even more. I don't even remember. He was a big dude, and they put him in on the 1 yard. You know what? You know what's worse than the Super Bowl shuffle, Obi? That New England song in the '86 Super Bowl. If you were, I hate to sing, but it's something that went like, New England, the Patriots are we champions of the AFC. They had their little rap battle at the time, and it was the most horrible thing I ever saw. But I'll take the Super Bowl shuffle over the New England Super Bowl song any day of the week.
Ickey Woods had the best shuffle. Yes. Also, fun fact about Ickey Woods, Peyton, Shelby's nephew, gave us a signed Ickey Woods card. So we have that in the bedroom. We have a card room, but that one and the Patrick Mahomes Texas Tech jersey card is in the bedroom. I tell you, the 80s were great. I feel like Jeff's over here reminiscing now. He's having a good time. Sorry I wasn't alive to enjoy the 80s with you guys.
If you were alive in the '80s, then I did really good.
You did really good?
Well, at the time it would have felt bad, but because it would have been a big mistake if you were alive in the '80s.
If I was alive in the 80s, you were like, what, 6 or 7?
No, well, the late '80s, I was in high school.
Oh, okay. Got the signed Favre jersey on the wall, so that's awesome. I like Favre better than Rodgers, but Rodgers is turning into Favre. I don't know if that makes sense. I like Favre better than Rodgers because I was really young during Favre, so I didn't understand a lot of things. 70s were better. You're getting out of my league, Tim. I can't speak on the 70s, 80s, or most of the 90s. Well, half of the 90s. Born in 82. I was born in 96. Working at the casino makes me feel really, really young. Because all my coworkers could be my parents. Most of them, anyway. My mom talks about the 70s a lot. She seemed to have an all right time. See, that's what I was thinking, Gabe. By what I said, I didn't really understand. I could tell that Favre just had a good time no matter what he was doing. But Rodgers seems to be more efficient.
Yeah, Brett Favre threw way more interceptions.
That's fair. I mean, Peyton threw a lot of interceptions, especially early in his career. Talk about the GOAT right there. Peyton Manning. I've got like 5 Peyton Manning jerseys. I got like 2 of them right there next to me, but Shelby said I was born in 97. I didn't know that. I would hope I knew that. I was almost conceived in the late 60s. What does almost conceived mean? Because he played all out. Yeah, that's true. Gabe. No, Obi-Wan, seriously though, what is almost conceived? Like, do you mean you were born in 70?
Or born in late 70, early 71?
Thought he could try to make every play and try it. Yeah, I mean, I think he had fun. I think he had a lot of respect. Born in 72. Okay, I get it. You were born in
Obi's
73.
just a hair older than me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were born in what, 73?
Yeah, January 2nd, 1973.
January 2nd, 2022. We'll be at a football game.
Oh,
Man, everybody here makes me feel so young.
it's because you are.
25 isn't. I
Sup,
feel
Amethyst?
25 makes me feel old because I look at older pictures of. I was looking at pictures of Ethan when he was like 6 the other day or 8 or something, and I was like, I can't believe he's 18, and it made me feel old. For some reason,
correct.
Obi, I just assumed you were like my age. I don't know why, but I definitely just I don't know. I just thought you were like 25 to 30.
Look at that. Well, you know what? We should be able to figure out because we go back and we look at demographics. We know.
Nathan said 1987. See, I thought he was close to my age too for some reason, like 25 to 30.
Oh, I act like a kid. I play like a kid.
Bird
I
said
want to be a kid.
1980. This chat's running wild when we start talking about our age. I feel like most people are the complete opposite. We've got an interesting group.
There is a lot of age diversity in here. That's for sure.
That's the best thing about sports is it brings sports and music are the two greatest things in the world. It brings everybody together. And that is one of the reasons I was very excited about making this channel is, and the same thing with your channel, that why I was excited to get involved with your metal detecting channel is it goes hand in hand. Honestly, it brings everybody together. Like, and I learned that on YouTube through your community of metal detecting, and a lot of people from that are here. But that kind of inspired me as well when we talked about making this channel. Is like, I don't care if you're 70 or you're 7, if you can have your own opinion and love the game and want to talk about it, I'll talk with anybody. I don't care. I have so much fun. Like that's why we're up here every late Thursday, every Monday, and as much other times as we can. Are the Patriots great, good, or average, or are the Falcons awful? Sorry, didn't mean to get off subject. Well, you're bringing us back on subject, Dabney, but I think that they're good and they're pushing for great. I don't think I want to put them as great yet. I think the Falcons are on a downtick right now. So they got blown out by the Cowboys and then got shut out by the Patriots. So I can't put them as average. They're a little below average right now, and I think the Patriots are between good and great. Like they have like one more test to prove, and they'll be great.
I will say this right now about the Patriots, regardless of anything else, next to maybe Tennessee, they are playing the absolute best football all the way around in the AFC.
Second, number 2 best defense right now. Over the last 2-3 games, they're the second almost best defense right now.
But as far as complete games, the only team that might be you can make an argument for playing better right now is Tennessee in the AFC.
Yep, until this weekend, because I think things could change there.
Yeah.
Age has nothing to do with having fun or sports. Yeah, exactly. I love it. Tim said, I thought you were like 20 or 21. Well, that's better than I get from a lot of people. So no, I'm 25.
Agree with that too.
Patriots are efficient but not sexy. Yeah, I mean it's not all pretty, but their coaching staff is elite, and they've turned Mac Jones into almost considerable elite. And their run game's been fairly well. They've got solid receivers, and they have one of the best defenses in football. It may not look pretty, but they get the job done every week, and they blew out Cleveland, which made me so happy. And so, as much as I don't like to see the Patriots back on top, it's well-deserved, and I can't be mad about it. The Patriots are proving that they don't have to have a veteran quarterback to win games. Yeah, the fact that he is 100% a rookie and he's making some of these teams look silly.
I can't get over watching him throw the ball. I can't watching him read his
I
defense.
can't get over watching his decision-making process and how fast he can do it. New England's D won the game today. Yeah, they said that the last time Atlanta had been shut out at home was like 15 to 20 years ago, something like that, or it might have been longer than that. Isn't Mac Jones doing better than all rookie quarterbacks this year? 100%. Like, it's not even close. Justin Fields is starting to get a little comfortable in the league, but not that comfortable, and he's probably the closest. Trevor Lawrence is right next to Fields, but I would put Fields over Lawrence right now. Plus, Fields has been banged up.
Gabe is a true Packers fan because that statement rings true every time I see it. 30 years with Hall of Fame quarterbacks and only 2 rings to show for it. That's what everybody argues about. That's what about Favre's greatness, about Aaron Rodgers. That's the statement right there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree completely. Not being a Packers fan, and I've always disliked the Cowboys. I don't like the term America's team, and when I hear it, I get triggered by Cowboys fans. If they say that to me, I literally laugh in their face. And that right there is a solid reason why. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. The Steelers went on a good run. The Patriots had a 20-year dynasty, you know. They were never America's team. It's always been the Cowboys, and
By definition, the Patriots should be America's team.
I mean, they took a break, and now they're close to being back to. But agreed. As much as I don't like it, I would have rather heard him say that about the Patriots than the Cowboys.
They got fucking stars on their helmet in red, white, and blue, and they should be America's team more than Dallas ever thought about.
Agreed. Finally, a Packers fan who will be 100% honest when they talk about their team. There we go. Shelby's speaking facts right now. We have a lot of respect for Gabe in the chat today. And we thank you for coming and sharing your love for the Packers and knowledge of the game with us.
You know, there's a couple of things that I really love about Green Bay. And Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams, I think, are 2 of the best.
I like A.J. Dillon, too.
Yeah.
A.J. Dillon, he's going to be their starting running back the next 2 weeks. And I'm excited to see him in that role as the number 1 for a couple weeks. To see how he handles it and how he does compared to, Aaron Jones being the starter. Puppet Master is in the house and said Packers with a flex. Matty Ice was pissed tonight, yelling at his O-lineman. Oh yeah, he's been very upset the last 2 weeks. And talk about a veteran quarterback who deserves more, but is loyal to his team. Matty Ice is like Kirk Cousins. But
yeah,
better.
Kirk Cousins and Carson Wentz are having 2 of the better quarterback seasons in the NFL this year with little to show for it.
Gabe said I like Quadzilla A.J. Dillon. Yeah, see, I'm a big A.J. Dillon fan. In terms of, picking the better running backs in the league. Aaron Jones is elite, don't get me wrong, but I like him being that number 2 and still just being as lethal as their number 1. Shelby said, I like Bakhtiari. Well, yeah, so does Aaron Rodgers. He came back this week, or he comes back this week if he didn't come back last week, because he's been on IR or been out for a while. So that's going to help him out a lot. Would love to see a game in Green Bay. Guess it would be a lot like a game in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Sea of Red Wave was impressive. It gives a 1-2 punch. Exactly. That's what I like about a healthy Nick Chubb and healthy Kareem Hunt. Or if Baltimore preseason injuries, J.K. Dobbins and what's his name? Yeah. Yep. Plus Lamar Jackson makes that a 1-2-3 punch.
You know,
they didn't use it in the NFC Championship game. I know. I'm mad about that. I hate Tom Brady more than any NFL player that will ever live. It's just going to be that way my whole life probably. And I was so mad about that. Yeah, I'm excited about the Clyde and Williams to get to see that, now that Williams has gotten some starting reps, some workload. What's that guy's name? J.K. Dobbins and...
God dang it.
It's making me mad. Just go to the list of Ravens players on the IR. Speaking of Ravens players, did you see they cut Le'Veon Bell? Microphone, the guy on YouTube I watch, he says he thinks that Le'Veon Bell's career is over. No, Ingram was with Gus Edwards. That's his name.
Gus Edwards.
Thank you, Dabney. Ingram was with Houston, and they traded him to the Saints. So he's with the Saints now. He was with Baltimore last year. That was like the first player that Baltimore cut last year at the end of the season was Ingram. They didn't even trade him. They just cut him. Marcus Peters was a terrible loss for the Ravens. I miss him being a Chief. I remember when the Chiefs drafted him, and I was so excited. And then he ended up in Baltimore. Just like Kareem Hunt, he drafted to the Chiefs, ended up in Cleveland. What kind of garbage is that?
I don't know. When you do stupid stuff.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's really what it boils down to.
I think if they hadn't cut him, they could have probably set Kareem right, and he would be lethal there. That means they probably never would have drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire either, though.
Fair.
But everyone's calling him a bust, and I don't think so.
I just don't think situations worked out well for him yet.
I think it's going to get better. Now that he's had some time off, I know he's been hurt, but now that he's had some time off, it might have been good time off for him. Because he was receiving a lot of hate before he went out. So, in this case, play stupid games, win stupid prices. In this case, he's stuck in Cleveland. She's talking about Kareem Hunt. I don't think he's stuck there. I think if that team blows up, like it's definitely possible that it could very soon. How was Hard Knocks last night? I missed it. I didn't get to watch it either. What was I doing last night? You streamed, right?
Basketball, yeah.
Yeah, you streamed, and then I was shopping all day yesterday. That's right. And then you streamed, and then I was just beat. So I went to bed, and it started raining here, so it just lulled me to sleep. I slept so hard. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it, or not rewatch it. I'm going to have to go back and watch it because I didn't get to.
You about ready to wrap it up for the day, young lady?
I miss Edgerrin James. Edgerrin James. I don't know why I said Edgerrin. I just forgot the G.
Yeah, what a combination with Manning and Indy.
Oh man, I just missed that all of that indie team. That uh, their tight end, what's his name? Frank? No, Clark, Dallas Clark,
Dallas Clark.
Marvin Harrison. I just blanked on every Colts player ever. I just went to give you a list and then I just went blank. I'm thinking of that dude on defense. What's his name? My memory's been crap lately.
The defensive lineman, right?
Yes. Joseph
Freeney.
Tsai and Dwight Freeney. That was another one I was thinking of, Tsai. They had some good players, man. Could you imagine if they played in the league now? Triplets, Marvin Harrison, Edge, and Manning. Defensive ends were Freeney and Mathis. Mathis, there's another one.
Freeney, yeah. Freeney and Mathis.
Us old people pass out soon. Look, I'm not that old, but that doesn't mean I don't sleep hard, okay? If I could sleep 20 hours a day, I would. I sleep a lot. Or I want to sleep a lot. I don't get a lot of sleep. I may be on, Jeff Saturday. I was watching something with Jeff Saturday the other day, actually. No, it wasn't on a Saturday. She will keep going. Now I'm almost done. I need to eat dinner. I have to work tomorrow. The casino life kicks my butt. And today was so slow that it wore me out. So I'm ready to eat and probably sleep. Also, best spin move ever, Dwight Freeney.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I need to find some old jerseys so I can finish and make that collection of that Colts team. I'll just frame them all.
Hey, anybody that is still hanging out tonight, IU basketball game for sure.
You re-say whatever you just said because you froze, and I know that it was you because the ticker didn't stop, but you did. So Sunday, IU plays at 7.
I believe it's 7:30. I'm gonna start the stream right at game time because the game was delayed the other day, and it was really horrible trying to get through 15 minutes extra before that game started when the preview took about 2.
So are you going to do the Bengals game?
It's at 4:00, isn't it?
Yeah.
I might. If I get home and feel like it.
If I can get out of work early enough, then I will try. I work till 5:30, but I will try. If anything, I can just take over the second half.
I might need a little.
So you can go start that up if you want.
I might need a little break if I do that, but if
we'll plan something out. You're definitely going to see our faces on Sunday. If I feel up to it, like I said, this is my long week, so I don't want to make empty promises. I might put out some kind of hype video or something on tomorrow or Saturday, but most likely not. You'll definitely see us on Sunday. One of us, both of us, one stream, two stream. Oh, wait, I don't know yet. And I might try to do Sunday night's game. I probably won't, but I'm definitely going to do Monday night's game, the play-by-play, the Giants-Tampa Bay game after our Monday stream like I did this past week because I had a lot of fun doing that, and this game is going to be entertaining, I know. So thank you all 13 of you that are still hanging out with us in the chat and just on the stream, even if you're not chatting. You guys are great. To some of the people that came over, Dabney, I know I saw you in the IU streams, so I appreciate you coming over here with us. Also, Bird, you're up a little bit later than you're used to, so thanks for hanging with us. Gabe, thanks for all of your Packers knowledge and football knowledge. Definitely thanks for coming and hanging out. We'll be back plenty. Obi Win, of course. We appreciate you. Jeff, Brockton, if you're still in here. Tim, thank you so much. We appreciate you always being here, Tim. River Rat, I don't know your name, and I'm sorry. So I'm going to keep calling you River Rat. I wasn't sure if Brockton was still in here, but I gave him a shout out just in case. Nathan Perez, have a nice night, man. Let us know this weekend how your mom's doing. We're all thinking about her, so hopefully we get some good news for you. But yeah, thank you everybody that was hanging out with us. We'll see you Sunday for sure. Get some rest. Get ready for some really weird weekend of football. I'm just telling you, I know it's coming. So I'm ready for it. And for our basketball fans, get ready for some college basketball on Sunday. You want to bump? Whoa, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, let's call it.
All right. Have a nice night, everyone. And until next time, we will see you later.
Peace.